What's going on, everybody? Unmute your mics. Unmute your mics.
Hi.
I'm running the show today. Hi. Tom is out. He can't be here tonight. So
I'm
we
hearing a
asked-
lot of noise. Is that Neil?
Oh, that
There
might
it
be me. Sorry. Hold on a
Okay.
second.
It's fine. So Tommy's off the show. We kicked him off the show. It's just going to be me and Matt now.
Yep.
We had a
Neil.
falling out. Maybe Neil might replace
Neil
Tommy, but
be at the-
Tommy
There we go.
is gone. He's off the show for good. He's never coming back. So we're just going to move forward. We're going to plow forward with it.
Harsh.
We had one of our
Well,
patented arguments.
It was a harsh
So-
argument. If you would have been there, you would have seen the vitriol going back and forth. Some would call it the most vicious show.
The most vicious. Well, I mean, that's
the most
fair.
vicious show.
That's fair.
That was a lot of noise. What's going on?
Sorry, that
My-
was me putting up.
My
Sorry.
wife called me as the show
I'll
started.
be quiet now.
She doesn't know I do it.
She's like, "Are you really the leader of the Rough Craft now? Is Tom finally leave? Is Tom finally
Neil
gone?"
is the new leader of the Rough Craft. So
No, leader, no, but yeah.
He wrote a
host,
book.
Sure, I'll join.
he knows things. We're gonna have
Yeah.
him be the main guy now.
Speaking of Neil,
Yes.
let's go ahead and talk about this book right here that I have on the screen. Everyone can see it except Neil and Devin. I can see it because I'm doing the show.
You're doing the show.
It's right here on my Streamlabs. I can see it. So we
love
got
it.
Neil's book here, Sight Alpha, Eyes in the Dark, Sight Alpha. I got a nice pompadour going. If you could see right here, let's go look back to Matt Cam. I got a nice pompadour
Nice.
going.
Nice.
But back to Neil's book. That is available for pre-order right now.
Right
Go
now.
ahead and give the spiel.
Right now.
The spiel.
I'll give you I'll read it right off the back. It says Charlotte Chuck Barnes or Chuck is in quotations, is an agent in the Rogers family, a secret society created to protect cryptids like Bigfoot and the Loch Ness monster from the outside world. Life is usually quiet at the aging Sight Alpha, but a series of deaths brings Chuck face to face with a dark foe from the family's past. Along with senior agent Sally DeRosa, Chuck and her team will be forced to use every ounce of their training to battle a rising threat to cryptid and humankind alike. There you go. That is the
And that is
spiel.
available for pre-order. I
That
like
is
how
available pre-order right now.
one of the comments in the live stream are saying like y'all are in order of hair length.
That's very true.
So, but anyway,
Miner's non-existent. Yep.
but you can get that. You can get that book pre-order on Amazon and other places that Neil doesn't want us to mention.
Amazon's the best place. But I mean, there's a lot of
Amazon. Now, what is that?
places. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the Amazon.
Is that
What is
is
that
that the
now?
reason Tommy isn't here right now?
I don't know. I don't know if you want to dox everything, Matt.
I didn't say anything.
You did a little bit. I mean, people can kind of put two and two together there. But anyway,
He's waiting on the package.
he's waiting on a very important package.
Waiting on a very
Okay.
important.
Okay.
He pre-ordered Neil's book. He said, "I will not leave this door until it fucking shows up."
Shows up.
So
What
he's
a-
He's
waiting
got
Now,
to finish
for a
reading
while.
it. You kind
When
of
is
took away
it?
his art copy.
What day does it come out? I literally just pre-ordered it. Didn't even
No,
look
it's
at
all good. It comes out June 28th, and there already are some ARC readers that got it, have put up reviews on Goodreads. So if you're not sure, go to Goodreads. I can promise you, one of those people, I'll admit, is somebody I know really well. But two of them are people I are complete strangers. I do not know them from Adam. If I met them on the street, I wouldn't even recognize them probably right out of the gate.
What were the reviews? If you
Well, they
don't
were good.
mind me
5 stars, which was shocking to
5
me. I'll be
stars,
honest.
5 stars.
5 stars all
randos?
across from randos. Yeah, these
Wow.
are from people that are not friends or family. I can tell you that for sure. So,
Light Alpha,
so
4 stars. So that's
that's-
a reference no one gets.
I don't get that
Star
one, but
Search.
that's
Star,
okay.
Star Search from like the
Star Search.
90s. Come on. I think Dave Chappelle won Star Search.
Did-
Was
did
he
y'all hear
on
about
Star
Dave
Search?
Chappelle being attacked?
I did
Yeah,
hear about
some
that.
crazy dude with like a freaking knife on a gun. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
and his
Hey,
body.
you know
that weapon.
And
I
how
didn't know
does
that.
this relate to Star Wars?
Well,
Well,
that was going to be my next segue. Did you see how that bodyguard
He-
broke his arm? Kind
Broke
of like
his
the way
arm.
Darth Vader took off Luke's arm. So let's get into
That's
Star
uh-huh.
Wars. That was
I was
my
gonna say,
segue.
He
That's a
attacked him,
segue.
and if only he shot first, like Greedo
Like
did.
Greedo.
I was going to do something.
Han shot first. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Han shot first. So tonight, we're talking about Star Wars.
Good to know.
Now, does anyone here know anything about Star Wars?
Nothing.
Never
I've never
seen
even.
Let's
This
all
is the one with Live Long and Prosper, right?
Yeah.
Let's all go over our experience with Star Wars. I'll go first in order of hair length.
Our experience. Let's
Our-
listen
our
let's listen to
knowledge.
Matt's truth. Here we go, Matt.
Our knowledge of Star Wars. I've read the Thrawn trilogy. I've read the Darth
just
Bane
read.
trilogy. I've read Darth Plagueis, and Sidious is a bitch in that book. And then I've watched the sequel trilogy once. I watched the original trilogy once, and I watched the first of the sequel trilogy, and I've also watched Rogue One and the first season of Mandalorian, and I saw the ending of season 2 of the Mandalorian. I haven't watched.
What
Book
is
of
this?
Boba Fett.
Just watching the ending thing. I've never. Who does that? I can't even start a game series without playing the first one and going through it. Like playing
what?
in
I
The
did that
Witcher
with Dragon
3,
Age
just at The
Origins.
Witcher 3 bothered me.
No,
Forever.
what? Seriously?
Yes, I have to. I'm a completion. I have to like start to finish. I can't just jump in the middle of something.
Oh, man,
I guess if you
I-
just don't care, you want to know how it ended.
I'll hear spoilers about a movie and still go and watch the movie and still enjoy it.
I'm a no spoiler guy. I plug my ears and I don't like that. I don't want to know
Spoilers for Doctor Strange. Spoilers for. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't
Devin,
care
go
about
ahead and
Marvel.
tell us your experience or your knowledge of Star Wars.
I haven't read a lick of anything. I know there was a book where Chewbacca died and they undid that. That wasn't canon anymore. Once they decided to do new ones, so that's kind of weird. So I don't know anything about but I've seen every movie, pretty much every piece of film, all the shows, all that, except the cartoons. Any that kind. Well, I hear Clone Wars is good. I don't know.
Yeah, I meant to say I've watched a little bit of Clone Wars.
I hear it's
I
really
got
good.
up to
I
the part
just
where
watch
I
cartoons.
got up to the part where Kenobi went to Anakin and said, "We're gonna be brothers forever," and I turned it off.
That was it. I'm done.
I'm done.
Screw Kenobi. That series is coming out soon, right? I know that. Okay, cool.
I figured Darth Maul would be the main villain, but no, it's Vader. But I guess they kind of did the Maul storyline in the Clone Wars.
Neil, can
and
you tell us
Rebels.
your experience
Yes.
with Star Wars?
Jeez, man. Listen, first of all, I am old. So
How
my
old are
grandfather, I'm old. Let's put it that way. My grandfather took me to see The Empire Strikes Back in the theaters when it came out.
So I was
And I was
83.
probably like
No.
4 years old.
81?
Yeah, 81.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was about four years old at the time. 5 years old maybe at the time.
Let me just quick
I very vaguely remember that. He also took me to see Return of the Jedi in theater. Probably it's like $1 theater, but still, it was in the theaters. So I saw those two during their initial release. I've seen all the movies. I have seen all the extra movies, I think, except for anything. I've never seen any of the cartoon stuff.
So you never seen
And,
the Christmas special?
And I've seen the Christmas special, but only
with
like
B. Arthur?
only like way after the fact. Like it was one of those things where like somebody
Doesn't
had
Chewbacca
a copy.
have a wife in that? Like
Yes, he has
kids?
there's a whole
Okay.
family or something
That's
There's
weird.
a whole family of
it's-
Chewbacca's, and they're
yeah.
like, "This is Christmas," and Boba Fett shows up, and he's
Shows up, yeah.
polo.
Yeah, that was the original. That was the original. The first time Boba Fett was ever seen on camera was in the Star Wars special or the Christmas special. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because
You
he
can look
wasn't
that
in,
up, but I'm pretty
he wasn't
positive he
in
was
A New Hope.
right. He was
Right?
not in the original movie. So
I like how George Lucas like added him back in all this stuff. You know that was supposed to be like
yes, that's
a bully of his, and he didn't want people to like it. It's supposed to be a bully named Bob Fett used to bully him, so he made him as a bad guy. But he was the coolest thing in the whole thing, and everyone loved him. So
yeah,
that probably eats at his ass a little bit.
And he died in a Sarlacc pit.
No, he's like he crawled back out. It's funny how they really did just do
That's
what
right.
Pat Oswalt did
they
in that show.
straight up did
He just crawled
exactly.
out. They were like, "Fuck, just do it." Pat and Oswald would love it. Send him a check. That's all you gotta do. Like, that's it. I didn't know you guys didn't. So, are we gonna start from? The
I would like
beginning?
to start from the Darth Bane trilogy. Okay.
I don't know what that is.
All right. Well, I'm going to inform you.
Okay,
Is this bad?
fantastic.
We got an hour and a half to fill. This
We don't
is
have to do
what we're
anything.
we don't have to. We can end it right now. All right.
can
Thanks
just-
for joining us, ladies and gentlemen.
This is
No,
fantastic.
I'm gonna-
Holy cow,
listen,
the
thanks for
comment section
watching.
is on fire over here. I just noticed it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's full on.
People love Star Wars.
People
That's good. That's good.
love. I mean, it was a phenomenon. Like people say that the
It
Avengers
was a phenomenon.
the Avengers Endgame was our generation's version of Star Wars. But
I'm not big into comic superhero shit.
yeah. I'll read them here and there. But
So
I'm like,
you don't want to talk about what's the first
Darth
thing
Bane.
ever made? Was it a book or was it just something George Lucas came up with?
It
No,
the
it
first
was a
thing ever made-
screenplay.
Like people keep thinking that like, George Lucas had the prequel trilogy, the original trilogy, and his own
So
sequel.
he just wrote a
trilogy.
screenplay for New
No,
Hope. and
right.
then
Yeah,
made
that
it.
was it. The New Hope was.
Yeah.
He didn't think it was going to be anything other than like a B tier bullshit movie.
Right.
And then people fucking.
It was
loved
amazing. The way it was shot, it still holds up, man. Like, it's crazy. Although A New Hope's a little slow. Yeah, it does. Of course it does. If you can go back and watch even the original stuff, it's amazing how they did all that. It's amazing how they shot all that shit. You got to think about how, like,
man. I don't like the Star
this was,
Wars. I don't like the lightsaber battles.
77, 70, whatever.
Yeah.
Think about movies before that. Before that, it was like not even that long ago. It was, the fucking train coming at the screen and people jumping out of the way. Like, it's not that long off. Like, claymation.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've seen Clash of the Titans with Harryhausen work and all that stuff. Have you ever seen that? Okay, like claymation monsters and all that literally came out like the next year, or like maybe 2 years later after Star Wars. It looks
like garbage.
And you see you can see the comparison. I mean, granted, it's still a good movie, but you can see the comparison. You're going, wait a minute, guys. I mean, somebody was sleeping at the wheel on this one because
what he did with that was just incredible. That's why people were just like, it's 77. Imagine being in a movie theater, you haven't seen anything like that, and you see the ships and all the shrine and shit. You're like, oh, that's everybody. Because even then, like, A New Hope wasn't like. I like A New Hope, but again, I think it's a really slow. I thought it was kind of a slow movie, and then, I mean, it's a really good story, like, for sure.
People were like terrified of Darth Vader when he came on screen.
They're scared, man.
I like how Devin said "we" like he was fucking in the 70s.
We were scared. I'm 58. No.
So Darth Bane is the one who came up with the rule of two. There was a whole Sith Academy, kind of like the Jedi Order. You had the Jedi Order versus the Sith Order, and Darth Bane was like, "No, the dark side shouldn't be spread like butter all over too much toast, whatever." Fucking Bilbo.
Is that what they said? Butters over toast. Is that what
butters
they said?
Over toast. So Darth Bane just killed all the Sith and got his apprentice. And he went on to do the rule of two, and then you had the two Sith going throughout the generations, totally hidden from the Jedi.
Is this supposed to be before? Are we going in a chronological?
Well, that's got to be way back. Yeah, that's got to be really old.
Way back.
I played a lot of the game, older games too, like KOTOR and stuff.
Yeah, the Old Republic. Yeah, that's when the Darth Bane. I think that was right before Darth Bane took over.
Still hold up today.
And then
Darth Bane, roll of two, butter toast, go.
Yeah, butter toast. And then we pick up with Plagueis and Palpatine.
Palpatine, right?
Did they have toast a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away?
I'm sure they did.
I would think
it might
so.
It might have been blue, but they had
the butter would have been blue.
The butter would have been blue.
Do you think they also did space travel using spice? Because there's spice in Star Wars too. Runs. I just don't. Is it different?
It was like a drug. Like the Twi'leks were like all slaves, and you know the things with they're all slaves, and one of the leaders of the Sith was the Twi'leks. He's like, my family was slaves, and I fucking hate everything. And then Darth Bane's like, I don't care, and just force chokes him to death.
He's like, God, come on, dude, I eat my toast over here.
Force chokes him to death.
I don't give a shit.
So what happens? What happens?
Then what happens? We pick up with Darth Plagueis, and he finds a young Palpatine. He's like, I just want to race my pod racer.
How old is Palpatine? Jesus Christ!
Palpatine's like 19 at this time. He's like, we
could get to Palpatine at the end of the new movies, where it's like, what they do?
He's like, I am all of the Sith, and then Mary Sue Skywalker's
so Palpatine was a clone of this guy, right?
Well, in the end, he was, but.
So the Palpatine that's in the movie who's like, I love democracy, and he's like, ultimate power. Like, that guy's a clone of this one.
Plagueis? No.
That was underneath the Sith planet making all the ships or whatever.
Oh, no,
or did he fall down the thing and then make his way to this planet? Is that what
that was my understanding? Yeah,
I
think he's immortal or whatever. I don't know, man. I didn't understand it.
All of the Sith. So we pick up with Palpatine. He just wants to race his pod racers. He's like, I just want to race my pod racers, but my dad
I want my baseball cards.
So hold on. He's literally Anakin?
Yes.
Are you serious?
In the Darth Plagueis book, he is
my gosh.
He is a little bitch at the beginning.
He has a blue Jewish stereotype slave owner guy. Like in... all right, Phantom Menace was racist. We'll just say they were racist.
Come on, yeah, exactly.
The Japanese guys, oof. Oh, that was awful.
And then he's like, I hate you, Dad, and kills his dad.
Oh, wow.
Kills his dad. Kills
with
his
force
mom.
Lightning?
Yeah, but I don't know. He chokes him. He slams him against the ship wall, and he's like, I fucking hate you. And then
did he have force power? I guess, was he a Jedi? I don't know.
He was force sensitive. He had midichlorians.
Force sensitive.
They kind of did all that shit in the other one, where those little orphan kids had force powers. Midichlorians.
midichlorians, but
It's just why do all this
so
stuff?
he came up as he came up as Darth Sidious under Lord Plagueis, and then all this happens, and he gets Plagueis drunk so he can kill him. He's like, let's go over this speech 100 times.
Oh my god, this book sounds like it makes Star Wars worse. I don't.
It. I won't lie, it really ruined my opinion of Sidious. Because Sidious was just a little bitch this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's badass in the comics and everything, but he was a little bitch in this book. And so then after Plagueis, we pick up with Phantom Menace. Plagueis had just killed his master, and he's looking for his own apprentice, and that's when we pick up with Darth Maul. So.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened in Phantom Menace again? I know like
Pod racing.
he killed Qui-Gon.
Pod
Darth Maul
racing.
killed-
It was the
Pod
start
racing.
of all
No,
the.
okay, so
I'll do a barrel
hold
roll.
on.
That
No,
seems like a great
you're
move.
You're going to start at Phantom Menace. Let's tell this story because I mentioned on Twitter earlier today I had 2 truths and a lie, and one of my truths was that I saw Phantom Menace fully 3 days before it ever was released in theaters. And at the time, there was a guy I knew that owned a movie theater, and he had gone up and like gotten to see like a vendor showing in like Washington D.C. of Phantom Menace like a full week or 2 before, and then he got a copy of it and brought it back to his theater and had it. And so I went and watched Phantom Menace at like 8 a.m. on like a Monday morning. Nobody in the theater, just me. And all the popcorn I could handle because he was just cranking it out. And so I just sat down and watched Phantom Menace by myself in an empty movie theater.
What'd you think?
That's the truth. That is the truth.
Did you like it?
So here's the thing. I did enjoy it at the time for the technology that it finally brought to like the movies. Like I love seeing lightsaber battles that look like real battles. You know what I'm saying? Like holy crap, that blew my mind. The some of the stuff in some of the space battles were cool, but I'm sorry, the freaking stupid. I'm sorry, Jar Jar. They pretty much ruined the whole thing. Oh god, it is. Yeah, no, it's terrible.
Travel fighting?
No, it does not.
Perfect.
But anyway. Well, just seemed
called
weird.
Fan service.
Yeah, seriously.
That's called, hey, look. Liked it or not.
At the moment, in that moment. In fact, I actually went back and watched it again, I think on that Wednesday. Like I watched it in that theater twice by myself.
Darth Maul is the coolest fucking guy.
Darth Maul's freaking awesome.
History of Star Wars, and they killed him off in the first movie.
I'll tell you straight up what actually blew my mind.
Seconds of the movie,
dude,
like,
it is. It's so good.
Lightsabers.
Yes, it's.
And then
great.
you have what's the fifth one? The whatever it's 8, whatever fucking one it is. The Last Jedi. A lightsaber never touches a lightsaber in that entire whole movie, dude. The entire movie, it never happens. It's just weird how they went the other way with it.
Very.
We're not done talking about Phantom Menace.
No. Oh.
We didn't even talk about what happened in it. You just talked about how much we love Darth Maul and stuff.
Yeah,
it was
true.
It was like the robot wars and the shit that turned in. That's what turned into them making clones. Was they had all these fucking clunky robots that rolled up and shot shit.
Oh, sorry, the audio cut out. I accidentally muted the wrong thing.
Good job.
Yeah, Hey, I'm running the show. I'm totally new to this. But anyway,
and it was Palpatine, a lot of politics.
Yeah,
Palpatine's
like I am the Senate.
Natalie Portman meets a child that she wants to fuck really bad, and so like
really bad.
It is kind of weird how that whole thing happened.
How much older was she supposed to be than him?
I think like.
Well, she's supposed
like
to be
8. in that movie.
Well, yeah, he's 8. She's supposed to be like 15, which is
Okay.
weird, but
She
not
might be 9 or 10. I don't know
outlandish.
how old Anakin was in that movie, but I'm like, she seemed much older
He was
than
like
that.
he was 9 because he couldn't.
Well,
go
the
into
kid that
Order
played him
of
was
the
like 10 or 12. I mean,
Yeah.
and she
Yeah.
was quite a bit older than that.
She was,
so-
yeah. She had to be like 18, 19. How old is Natalie Portman? Jesus.
You can look it up, but she was in her 20s. I'm pretty sure when she filmed that.
She's
So
40 now. That
Qui-Gon was
yeah,
like,
she's
"Hey,
18,
this
19.
kid is force sensitive. Let's take him." And
Qui-Gon ruled too, dude.
yeah,
And then they killed him.
I don't like how they killed Qui-Gon off. They didn't kill Darth Maul off in the first movie.
There's a whole
belief.
thing I heard where like they say because he died is the reason like Anakin ended up going to the dark side because Qui-Gon was much
Qui-Gon was
they
dead.
didn't want to train him. And Qui-Gon was, he's not strictly like all the other Jedis where you can't have any love and all that shit. Like he knew
Right.
more than that, and that when him dying is what led him going all the dark side and everything. 'Cause it fucked up Obi-Wan
Yeah.
and everything. So that's kind of interesting. I heard that not that long ago. And then Clone Wars,
Oh yeah. All right. So at the end, Qui-Gon
another
is
banger.
no.
Another. Don't do it. Don't do it. I was about to do it.
Clone Wars is a terrible movie. It's really bad.
So Qui-Gon dies. Darth Maul is supposedly dead. Obi-Wan defeats him, and so we
He's
move on to
definitely
Clone Wars.
defeated. He might not be dead, but he's definitely.
I know they brought that. He was in Clone Wars.
Yeah,
and
He's
so,
like- Magnet. He built a whole.
you like
spider
in
robot.
the new movies, or was it Mandalorian or whatever?
No,
when he's talking on the hologram,
oh,
he
yeah.
pulls his lightsaber out, so you see the red lightsaber. They're
Yeah.
like, what's the point of that?
That was a solo movie.
Oh,
Yes,
speaking of
Solo.
which-
Yeah.
It was a solo movie.
Here's my red lightsaber. Remember?
Like,
He winks at the camera.
because they wanted to make sure you knew it wasn't just another.
Speaking of which-
exact.
Oh, look at that.
I have a lightsaber. Ooh.
How sick
It's not
was that
mine though.
style lightsaber. It's not
Huh?
mine.
Yeah, it's not
How
mine.
sick is
I-
that?
it is pretty cool
I watched
though.
a couple of
That's
YouTube
one of the ones
videos
you can
of
actually duel with.
So the second
so.
one was when they did all the they met all the clone armies and everything.
Yeah.
How these clones all fighting each other.
The
They were
second
all
one,
clones of Jango Fett. who were
yes. The
Boba
second
Fett's
one is a
clone daddy.
disaster. Like it is like
Sand
where in the
that gets
world is
everywhere.
Carmen San Diego, but in space and with idiots. I mean, I don't know. That was just
Where's
garbage.
Carmen San Diego?
Dude,
She
Obi-Wan
spit in
Kenobi
my
jumps
mouth.
around the freaking galaxy. That's all he does. He just goes from set piece to freaking set piece to freaking set piece in that movie. And you're like, okay. And then whiny Anakin, Hayden Christensen or whatever his name is just
That's not his fault though.
God, I know,
That's,
it's-
that's
Lucas
definitely
wrote it
not
that
his
way.
fault.
Lucas
It's
gave
not
him
his
a
fault.
wretched script. Wretched.
Terrible.
Anyway.
He hates sand. It gets everywhere.
He gets every- and then he
I
kills a
hate
bunch of
sand.
sand raiders.
He fucking murders. He did a lot of mass killing.
Oh, hey, we're getting to my favorite masculine here in a second. So
The
Oof.
younglings. What do we do,
Dude, he
Master
just-
Skywalker? And he's like,
Their little tiny cute
Hey,
lightsabers.
we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
It's the next movie.
um,
Out of nowhere, he just kills everybody. Chokes his wife. Anyway,
you brought him
But
here
how
to
sick-
kill me.
I like Christopher Lee as Count Dooku though. I liked him a lot.
Yes, I thought
That
it
was
really
good. I will admit that was pretty good.
What's the point of the four-armed guy?
Well, and
General
the,
Grievous. There's
Oh.
a he has
collects
a whole
lightsabers.
war about him.
yeah. I will say the one thing about Clone Wars, because at the end, Yoda finally showing up and actually being like Yoda, like
Mhm.
cool Yoda, that is the one kind of
Like a
saving
puppet?
grace
I remember people
about that
laughing
movie. But
out loud when he started jumping around and fighting. It was a laugh line. No one was like, "That's cool." We were laughing out loud in the theater.
I was thinking more of like when he's actually fighting with like the Force and stuff like that. But yeah,
People kept saying
Oh.
like Django died in a shitty way, but
Not
it
really.
makes
He got
sense.
killed by motherfucking Sam Jackson.
yeah, dude, yeah,
Well,
that's,
like,
hey,
'cause-
that's a yeah.
If you watch the movie and you see when he fights Obi-Wan, like he starts shooting and his jetpack blasts off so he can get a range and start shooting at him. He tried to do that with Mace Windu, but if you look earlier in the fight, his jetpack gets fucked up and he's backing up and he's like, that wasn't even a fight. As like he was trying to do the same move he was doing to Obi-Wan, but his jetpack got fucked up and he couldn't blast off.
And he got his head cut off,
You guys head got off,
and it rolled up
So-
to his son.
and then
his son
and then
was
little
like, "Oh,
Boba
man."
was like, revenge.
He said, I'm gonna fall into a Sarlacc pit and crawl out of it, man. You just wait
Wait
and
for
become
me,
a good
boys.
guy.
Hold
I'm gonna be a
hold
good
his
guy.
Dad's helmet. Anakin
He's,
and
yeah,
Obi-Wan
I'm evil, but
fight,
not really.
fight Count.
They fight Grievous.
No, they found.
No, they
Count
found Dooku.
Dude, he cuts his fucking head off, dude. That was sick.
No,
The
but
thing
that's in
about
the,
the
that's
prequels
in the
is-
third movie, though, isn't it?
The
Yeah,
prequels,
that's
and I'm
the original
sorry,
Sith.
the prequels are better than the new ones that just came out because there's a story and it makes sense. It's cohesive. And how fucking good is
Well,
who's
yeah, but that's because
Palpatine?
Lucas was still in control and got to do what he wanted to do.
He wrote a dog shit script too.
I mean, it was garbage, but still,
They're
yeah.
both a shit sandwich, but like in terms of like what's his name? Ian McDiarmid, whatever his name is, like he's incredible. He's such a good over the top actor. He carries that whole movie just like who's the handsome Jewish fella that plays the in the new one? What's his fucking name? Adam Driver. Just like Adam Driver carries that entire all the new movies. He's the most interesting thing in the entire movie. He's amazing in it. And everything else is terrible.
X-wing pilot.
Adam Driver was the guy that plays.
No, he's Darth.
Kylo Ren.
Whatever. Kylo
Ren. Yes,
Darth.
Kylo Ren. We thought it was Darth.
He didn't have the Darth. No one had the Darth title except Darth.
You are Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
But
you are Luke, and you are Leia, and I'm out.
They fight Count Dooku. Count Dooku, yeah, he was Darth Tyrannus.
Are you sure that wasn't the second one?
Yeah, that is the second
one. Killed in the third one.
But they also he doesn't get killed till the third one. Because remember, he's gonna kill Anakin until Yoda shows up, and Yoda saves Anakin, but Dooku or whatever gets away.
Yeah,
okay,
Dooku
so the second one
Anakin's
was
hand.
Grievous was the robot, and then Order 66. That was the second one, right?
Yes.
Awesome was that?
That's the third one.
That was the third one.
That was Order 66?
Yeah, Order 66 is the third one.
No wonder Clone Wars was so terrible.
It had nothing good in it.
Because nothing good happened in it.
So now let's move on to what in my opinion the best Star Wars movie.
It's weird too because how bad the second one was in terms of how good the fifth one was in the middle of it. I guess the fucking seventh one or eighth one was dog shit too. Okay, but Empire was perfect. Go ahead. I'm sorry. We're talking about Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith, my favorite Star Wars movie.
Okay.
We pick up.
Why?
Yeah, I fucking love it. I love the dual.
Who would
fates.
pick any of them over Empire? I don't understand. You can say second favorite.
Because I like the lightsaber battle at the end of Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, you're right. Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker fighting. That was terrible.
It was.
In Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, when Luke's literally told that Darth Vader is his father and he cuts his hand off.
Shit? I already knew that.
Well, you didn't know at the time. That was a oh my god moment back then, but now
Listen, Revenge of the Sith has some very redeeming moments, and again, sorry, I'm just one of those really dark comedy kind of guys, but I love the younglings thing. The Jedi, that thing just I was like, oh
he just sees him, and then you see the lightsaber. He's like, I'm gonna kill all you guys. He kills. Wow, they killed everyone. It is super dark. It is super dark.
Super dark.
That's how the second one should end, and the third one should be hopeful.
Aftermath.
Nope, they totally flipped the script on that one. Totally flipped the script on that one.
It was okay.
But Anakin, you got Palpatine sitting in the chair, and he's like, "Do it," and then kills Count Dooku.
I'm sorry though. The one thing I will say about the third one is Anakin's transformation is not even remotely earned throughout that whole trilogy. Nope. Not at all. It's freaking
they do a lot of telling and not showing.
Yeah.
Movies.
It's so much.
They fill it in with Clone Wars because Clone Wars
is
going in between all these movies, and during the Clone Wars, Anakin had a Padawan, and he went fucking. They went to the masters of the Force, like the god entities of the Force. There was the light side, the dark side, and the Equalizer. And Anakin just goes, "Fuck these people! I'm so powerful," and just yanks them down and kills all of them. Like the dark side was like, "Here, this is your future as Darth Vader." And he's like, "Fuck that!" and then just kills everybody. And that was in Clone Wars. That was in a kids' cartoon. And then
like I said, they did
transformation.
They did so much showing. I mean, telling and not showing. Even they tell you like how good of friends Obi-Wan and Anakin are, and you don't ever see it. But you see, like in A New Hope, you see Luke and like Han becoming friends and shit. Like you see it happen. It's organic, and you root for them. But this movie, they're like, we're good pals, right? Remember this time this thing happened once, and you're like, I guess. And then you don't give a shit about them, like because you
Thanks
don't see
for
what
saving me on planet Tatooine, or whatever planet they were on.
Last time at the planet, like, what are you talking about, man? Everything's green screen. It's terrible, dude.
This is where the fun begins, and then.
But yeah, Order 66 happens. That was fucking rad. And then Darth Vader yells no. They ADR that line back in later.
Yep.
They get old James Earl Jones or whatever his name is to come in and. Yep. Can you ADR? Can you just yell no for us? No. You
I
are
can't do it.
Darth Vader.
But my
Like, that's
favorite
how you name
duel
him?
has to be Anakin versus Obi-Wan. Because they fight all over Mustafar, man.
It's so funny. He's like, he's like the dark side. Like you could even like save your wife if she dies, like it's a childbirth or something. And he's like, hold on a second. Can you say that one more time? It's so ham-fisted. Everything.
How can I learn this power?
How can I learn this power? Oh, you got to kill
He has
a lot of
scar
kids.
on his. Anakin has like a scar on his head in the third movie that
Wasn't
isn't
that from the fight with
explained.
Dooku? Wasn't that from the Dooku fight?
It's from the Dooku fight. Yeah,
It's,
it is,
makes
but
him look more
it's
evil.
garbage. It's garbage. It's
Well, it's better than
Sorry,
moving the
Mace.
car like
Mace
he did in
going
the
out
new
the
one.
way he does is crap.
Apparently, Mace isn't
that-
dead either.
Unlimited power. This is the best part of the movie. What are you talking about?
Like, he's like Mace Windu could have killed Sidious, and he's like, help me, and then Anakin cuts off his arms. and he's
Unlimited power. It's such a George Lucas line. I love it, man. He's the best part of that movie. He's the best part of all of them. I love him so much, man.
Like we're gonna get into this later, but I fucking hate how the 8th movie just like the dead speak, and I'm just like, no, don't do
He's
this.
the best, man. He's the best. He's the best part of that movie too.
So-
He stole the movie. Then A New Hope happens.
So for some reason, Luke Skywalker chokes out his wife.
He's out of nowhere. He's like, "You did this," and it's like, dude, the whole reason you killed all those kids was for her. Now you're gonna choke her to death.
You brought
Hey.
him here to kill me. And
Fear
then
leads
he
to anger.
starts
Well,
Anger
no,
leads
but
to
remember,
dark
she dies of a broken heart. Remember that.
He
It's
did die
not
of a
that's
broken
not-
heart in childbirth.
It's
No,
not childbirth. It's
no,
She
my
died of a
10 years
broken
younger than
heart.
me.
And then in the
husband.
comics, you see like Darth Vader going, "Whose fault was it that Padme died?" And it just kept showing him, and he's like, "No, it wasn't my fault."
That wasn't my
It wasn't his fault, dude. He didn't break her heart. He didn't almost choke her to death. He saw Obi-Wan and went, "I gotta kill you
That
now."
motherfucker right there.
that dude right
I
there.
knew
I'm
it.
thinking about-
Fucking handsome Ian McGregor's coming out of here. I'm gonna fucking kill you now.
It was like my favorite line. Is like, "You brought him here to kill me," and the way he delivers
man,
it.
he was
it's
corrupted
not
by
his
the dark
fault.
side.
It is not his fault. It is George Lucas's fault. But the way he says it is just fucking hilarious.
It's like poetry.
It's bad. It's bad. No.
Rhymes.
Well, yeah, yeah. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I explain to my wife why they can't have love, and like, because like I'm like you have a weakness. Like he has a weakness, it could be exploited against him, and that's why you
In
can't.
Clone Wars,
do that.
Obi-Wan had a fucking love interest.
So
It was the Mandalorian queen or something like that.
that long
The
neck
queen
lady.
of Mandalore, he was like, "I love you," and Darth Maul was like, "Hey, remember when I killed your master? Let me kill your bitch too." And he fucking
Jesus.
kills her.
This happens in a cartoon.
Yeah,
No, that's not in the cartoon, is it?
yeah, that is in Clone Wars.
Seriously?
Yep.
Oh,
Darth
maybe
Maul
I actually
kills-
do need to go back and watch Clone Wars.
It's
Apparently.
pretty
When
good.
he became a
I've been
hermit.
watching all the juicy parts. I don't watch all the boring shit. But
Oh,
Then,
okay.
so then Rogue One happens.
Rogue One.
Well, hold on. Let's treat the weird ones as like their own thing, because you're right. In chronological, are we going chronological? Because when does Han Solo versus Rogue One happen? Or Solo versus Rogue
yeah,
Solo. Yeah,
Solo.
Solo happens.
One? Solo
know
technically
what,
comes
man?
up next, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
People,
Solo comes after.
I
Bane.
liked the Han Solo movie.
the
Everyone
movie?
said it was bad. I actually liked it a lot. I don't know why everyone hated it so much.
I've never seen
I mean,
the movie.
It was
I thought
fine.
really
It wasn't.
good.
I
thought
didn't.
it was good.
It was fun. It was kind of entertaining. I don't know. Like it wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't terrible. I liked
it.
didn't want to
Everyone was
dog
like,
on it.
"It's terrible," and I'm like, "It's pretty good. It looks terrible because it's
They had,
everything's
like, the-
dark."
What was the name of the crime syndicate? Was it the
I don't-
Black Stars or Black Suns?
I don't.
or
It's something like
it's
that.
Some weird
The-
name.
the
Yeah.
dark-
It was-
Freaking
it was-
Darth Maul is now in charge of. Yeah.
What?
That's
he was,
right.
He was
it's
always
my
in charge of it.
lightsaber.
It's my lightsaber.
Ah, the girl from Game of Thrones. Here's my lightsaber.
Yeah.
So it was a good.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I didn't like the worst scene was when he starts just speaking Wookiee to Chewie out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, what are you
What's your
doing,
last
man?
name? He's like, I don't have one.
How would he know
We'll
that?
call
He's been
you
on that planet.
Solo.
You are Han Solo,
Solo.
and on the plane. It's the worst.
That is terrible. But
It
anyway.
is the worst. But I liked it a lot. I didn't.
Still
have
fun
to-
movie. Still fun funny. It was good. It was good.
I thought the dude
Rogue
that played
One.
him was good. I like
Yeah.
Donald Glover in it as
Yeah,
as
Donald
Man-
Glover was
Lando.
great. Yeah.
Rogue
liked
One.
it.
Rogue One. I really like Rogue One. I
Rogue
like it
One
a
is
lot.
probably my
Rogue
favorite,
One-
like just line to line Star Wars.
It really
movie.
shows the war in Star
Rogue,
Wars.
Rogue One was dog shit, and you guys like
No,
it.
no,
It's
that's
a
fine.
boring, terrible, slow, awful.
I will
you don't
admit
give
they had a
fuck
bunch of
about any
characters,
of the
that
characters.
didn't fucking matter.
None of them matter. It's terrible. And they did it to cover up
Vader
the plot hole.
scenes?
They made an
No.
entire 2.5 hour long dog shit movie to cover a plot hole up. That's the whole reason they made it. And
That's
it's terrible.
fine. I'm okay with that.
Jones sucks. The fucking Swedish guy sucked in it. The only good thing was the bad guy, the bad main guy, the white suit guy. He's the best part of that entire movie. And then CGI,
he was
one
in
guy dead.
Yeah, he was good. He was good.
He's amazing. But other than that, that movie sucks.
Listen,
Rich guy
like
sucked,
Darth
Asian
Vader
guy
choking
sucked.
him
what's his
out.
name?
He's
Mads Morales or no?
The
Mads
robot
Mikkelsen.
that wanted to be a ship or whatever they did with that.
That was in Solo. Yeah,
Okay, my bad.
Don't mess that one up.
Sorry, I'm mixing up my terrible.
No,
movies.
freaking Forrest Whitaker with the CPAP machine.
Why
was
didn't
not,
he run?
Was not good.
Why
that
did
was
he
garbage.
decide to die? He could have got out. Why did he's like, no, I'm done, dude. I just want to get blown up now.
I just want to get blown up.
It's a terrible movie.
No, hold on. Here's why I personally like Rogue One.
Dust.
It is a total just everybody dies. Everybody dies.
Yeah, everyone dies.
They all die.
It was grim.
Wasn't
in
Solo wasn't Lando in love with a vacuum cleaner essentially?
No,
or was a vacuum cleaner in love?
Dude, no, they asked the writer or Donald to go over is his Lando pant or whatever that stuff is. And he was like, and they were like, I don't know, I guess. And they were like, Lando does this, and he loves fucking robots and all this stuff, and like. They just went with it.
They tried.
J.K. Rowling saying
they literally wanted to give a reason for the Millennium Falcon being like its own sentient being, and that's what they kind of built in there. Is that the Millennium Falcon is a sentient? Yes, well, not really, but yeah. So they were just Anyway, sorry, we went backwards. We're going forwards. We're in Rogue One. I was fine with Rogue One because everybody dies at the end. Sorry, spoiler alert. There you
go. Well, Rogue One. What do you remember any characters at all?
I remember all the characters.
You remember?
I know Felicity Jones is in it.
Huh?
Name all the characters.
Name what their names are. I just said Mads Mikkelsen. Mads Mikkelsen's in it. Forrest Whitaker's in it.
I don't remember a single fucking character except the guy from Bloodlines.
Not Ray. Not Ray. The other.
I remember the girl and the guy from Bloodlines.
The one that looks like Ray but isn't Ray.
For 2 full.
Darth Vader was in it.
That was badass. That was a stand up and clap in the movie theater.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, yeah. That's again, I enjoyed that.
Awesome. You're right.
Cool. And then we'll get to the Mando.
Look, I like fan service,
but
don't get me wrong. I love going. Hey, look.
But when Darth Vader just entered in that chamber, and you're like. All you see is the red lightsaber cut on.
And then you watch the fight in New Hope, and you're like, oh boy, they really could have spiced this up. Slapping each other.
It goes so far backwards, it's not even funny.
They're like, we got to fix this. They fix it. So they know it's going to make $1 billion. So, was there another goofy movie?
Okay.
Well, back to Rogue One. Everyone said Darth Vader joking with the Moff. It's the guy from Bloodlines. I can't remember his name.
He's amazing.
I'm just gonna call him Rayburn.
Okay.
Rayburn and the Moff Rayburn goes to Mustafar to go talk to Darth Vader, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna do this and that, and Darth Vader just chokes the shit out of him.
Yeah, and he's like, don't. What did he say? He says a stupid line.
Don't choke on your aspirations.
Yeah. Oh, it's horrible. That is wretched. That is rank.
That is Anakin to a T, motherfucker. It is. I loved it.
He was waiting to say it. He had it in the can. He's like, "I'm choking these guys. That's choking your aspirations."
There's moments.
Thinking about it in the back to tank for years.
If Rogue One was a freaking box of Boston cream donuts, that scene is the one that got filled with mayonnaise instead of freaking cream. That is the nastiest, freaking stupidest crap. But anyway, whatever.
Like that scene. I love that scene.
I
loved it. Don't choke on your aspirations, Admiral.
No, that was
Rogue One
dumb.
sucked.
And then he fell to the ground and said, "To Cameron."
Now we're getting to
let's go to New Hope because let's get to the real Star Wars movies.
Here we go.
So,
New Hope.
Harrison Ford was a carpenter.
I have seen almost every version, I think, of New Hope. So I saw the original, obviously, because it was on video and every yada yada yada. But then I went and saw
Who shot first?
Han shot first. Yes.
All right.
Then I went and saw the re-release or whatever in 94, 95 in theaters when they redid it with freaking Boba Fett and Jabba the Hutt's in it and all that other crap. They added all the CGI crap in there.
Yeah,
it didn't improve the movie, in my opinion.
No, it looked like what was that? What's the I'm blue?
That was the best part of the movie for me. I'm really happy to add that in. I loved it. I love all that addition. I love all the extra shit they added in the background and then walking around and.
No, it
It's pretty
wasn't.
bad.
The one thing they really improved was the freaking Death Star battle. Like the battle at the Death Star, that actually was significally better. So I will
Red
give it
Six
that.
reporting in.
So Ben Kenobi, who's really Obi-Wan, after he killed Darth
Really?
Maul, he killed Darth Maul on Tatooine. Darth Maul came out and was like, "Who are you protecting?" And Kenobi's like, fuck this guy," and kills him.
It's murdered.
Are you guys gonna watch the
So he
Kenobi
kills
one?
the dude the second time. Again, I probably won't because I just don't care.
It gets to the
watch
point where
Kenobi.
it's
I'll watch
just
Kenobi.
content. It just gets to that
It
point.
is.
So
New Hope, we've seen
New
it.
Hope. Is
They blow
is this
everything
the
up.
one where is this the one where Bing dies? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He dies at the end. Yeah.
After the
He
worst
says,
lightsaber battle.
If you strike me down now, I'll become more powerful than you
He's
could
like-
ever imagine.
Yep.
And he goes,
It's
"All
like
right,
a bug
kill me."
zapper.
And he fucking just he steps on his robes, make sure
Yep.
he's not there anymore. Because you don't you disappear when you die. When you're Obi-Wan and you die, you
You just
dissolve
dissolve.
into space dust. Yes. Everyone else
Well-
gets cut into pieces.
See, my problem with that is that the freaking blast doors close and that somehow stops Darth Vader. Like, no, Darth Vader would have ripped he could have ripped the whole flipping Death Star apart if he wanted to. Just
He's
you
having a
know,
rough day that
See
day, man.
that does kind of like if you read any of the comics, like
no. If you,
Vader-
which game was it? Which game was it at the very beginning that like Darth Vader like pulls the Star Destroyer out of the freaking orbit
Look,
or whatever?
man, there's all kind of stuff they do. Like they do the speed running in Phantom Menace, and they never do it again. So like you ask, like, why don't they ever do it again? Why don't and the force
a plot
healing? They come
device.
up with the new ones. Are like, how come they never do that again? She just found out how to force heal shit. So yeah,
like in the comics, Darth Vader crash lands on a rebel planet, and he's like surrounded by rebels, and
rebel
he's all
scum.
fucked up, and he's like, he pulls out his lightsaber, he's like, "Surrender, you're surrounded." He's like, "All I'm surrounded by is cowards and dead men," and he lights his lightsaber.
what is like? What's the Empire's goal? Just to control everything?
That's that's what should have been explained. That's why I didn't like the stupid like the Trade Federation and all that bull crap in the first three movies.
I love.
They should have just concentrated on like, because by the time we get to Star Wars proper, so by the time we get to New Hope, the Empire's basically won. You know, like the Empire is taking over everything. I wish they'd spend more time on that rather than like all the stupid stuff with like Naboo and the blah, 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 and the Senate getting dissolved. And they added that stuff because, in New Hope, it talks about that. There's that moment when
He's like,
Leia's
I fought in the Clone Wars. Like, how
Yeah.
to make a whole fucking movie
now I
about
gotta,
it.
yeah, exactly.
Ah,
Like,
shit. How'd that happen?
yeah, seriously.
Boba Fett's dad. Oh, there we go. Oh, perfect. I'm right there.
Yeah, it really, like, New Hope, it's like when you just lay a bunch of stuff down on the paper and then accidentally go ahead and use it and go, oh, man, we actually have to make this stuff up now? It's...
You're going backwards. You go, what did
Yeah.
we say? Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Clone Wars.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll come up with something.
Yeah, because when what's-his-name walks in and is like, the Senate has been dissolved today, and it's like, okay, now we got to have all this
This
crap
is how
about the Senate.
democracy
And we got to have E.T.
Applause.
You remember E.T. was, E.T. appeared in the Senate, right? The E.T. people? Because
Really?
Lucas and Spielberg do that with their
pretty
movies.
cool. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
there's
Really?
Yeah, if you see it, if you look over the pan over the Senate, there's a scene where there's one of those pods is all filled with ET people. Sorry, you can go ahead.
Man.
Nobody can see over there.
Why'd they leave him?
So yeah,
New Hope happens, and they blow up the Death Star, and everything's over. The end.
That's a
well,
crap.
Then
yeah,
they don't give Chewie a medal, but
Then
they
they
give
don't
him
give
one in the new one.
that's right. They sure
They're
did.
like, here's
You
your
better
medal,
believe it.
man.
Yep, they sure did. They
Isn't that
screwed
cool?
Chewie out of it,
And
but
then
not
a
till later.
nice wink to the fans who still watch this movie.
It's
Yeah.
horrible.
Yep.
All right, so Empire
Awful.
Strikes Back.
Okay, come on, Devin, take over.
This is your favorite movie, man.
This is your
Let's go.
It's not my
This is your
favorite
one.
movie. It is one of the most perfect movies ever made.
It's your favorite Star Wars movie.
It's the one of the best second acts, maybe other than The Godfather Part 2. It's one of the greatest movies ever. It's perfect. It's perfect. The pacing's perfect. The story's perfect. Everything. It's got great acting, twists, turns. It's perfect. It's perfect. It ends in such a downer, like a second movie's supposed to do, for the third movie to pick it back up. It's everything. I'll rewatch it all the time, man. I absolutely love Empire Strikes Back, and I'm not like breaking new ground here. Like everyone loves it. It's the best movie in the entire series, like hands down. And the whole franchise is built off the back of this one movie, because New Hope's okay, and then half of Return of Jedi is good, and then that's it. All the other ones are fucking terrible. I mean, Revenge of the Sith's okay. What's the seventh one? That one was pretty good. Or, yeah, whatever the seventh. What was it called? Force Awakens. That was pretty good, but that's just a clone of New Hope.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not breaking any
It's
new ground.
literally New Ground. Yeah, it's literally New Hope, just with different.
It's like it rhymes.
You get Lando, man, dude. It's so great, man. It's perfect. I love it so much, man. And I think back then, Luke, I am your father, or I am your father is like,
Luke,
it's humongous.
you killed my father.
No, it's not
Luke,
true. And he cuts his arm off,
am
and he
your
falls off. It's amazing, dude. It's amazing. And he kisses his sister. That's pretty hot, right?
Did you
Fucking
find
hot,
it weird
right?
in like Return of the Jedi? He's like, or at the end of Empire Strikes Back, he's like, he is my dad. It's not.
Yeah.
He was like, it's not true, and then he falls, and he's like, you know what? After thinking about it a little bit, he is my dad.
My dad.
I guess he's my dad.
I think it makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so point
haven't
counterpoint. I do like Empire Strikes Back. At least I like the beginning of it. I don't like it as like it, to me. It's not like the pinnacle of Star Wars, but that's okay. You and I can have our differences.
Anywhere
The Emperor was absolutely shown in that one during the like moments when they're chasing the Millennium Falcon through the asteroid field and all that stuff.
Emperor,
I like how they changed what he looked like.
They changed the what?
Wasn't when the fourth one they had it? He was talking to like a hologram. Of the Emperor, and he was completely different looking. And then they changed. They got Ian McDermott in the fifth one, and they changed and for much better. I remember from what's that Red Letter Media where they talk about the best part of the movie? It's the little tiny Darth Vader when he's talking to him, and he's like the little tiny hologram of Darth Vader. He's sitting there like this. He's talking to him on the little ship. It's amazing, man.
Who was the
shields down.
actor for Darth Vader in those movies? What was his name?
James Earl Jones.
No,
the actor,
some British guy.
Yeah. I forgot his name.
Dude, Jabba the Hutt was supposed to be a
years
guy.
ago.
It was supposed to be a guy, and they CGI'd it into him to the thing he was or whatever, a Jabba. But like, it was supposed to be a guy, like in a big fur.
Like I heard,
thing.
like Lucas originally planned for Darth Vader not to be Luke's father. He was just gonna be just an evil guy.
I couldn't tell you about that.
Just like in the new one, you're nothing, and it turns out she's Palpatine. Anyway, why don't you like? So what do you think's the best Star Wars?
No, okay, so
Jedi.
So it's not objectively for me. I will say that I enjoyed Return of the Jedi better than I enjoyed Empire Strikes Back, but that's also because I saw it in theaters. That was an impressionable time for me. I was like 7 or 8 years old. You know, it's like I see this. I see the vision finally.
Wars, you got lightsabers, you got your Falcon, boom.
But I mean everything. If you think about Return of the Jedi from the first three of the first three movies, it's the one where you literally get everything, like the whole package, right? You get you do. It's the first one.
They literally have to find something for Leia and Luke and Han, to do. They literally just give them busy work.
Well, they do give them busy work, but that's fine. I don't care about the busy work. Like I like that stuff. I like the B plot better for that than I do Yoda's B plot. I'm sorry. I mean, the freaking
him training was amazing. What are you talking about?
Nah, it was just like whatever.
Him laying the groundwork,
walking
for
around with a green goblin.
Look, dude, it's 81 when they did that. All right, 1980, May 20th, 1980.
Again, I agree. And I will say that as an adult, I watch Empire Strikes Back way more frequently than I'll ever watch anything else. Like if I go to watch a Star Wars movie, I will absolutely admit I will go and sit down and watch Empire Strikes Back before I choose any of the other ones. So in that case, you're correct. It is probably quote unquote the best.
I altered the deal.
For me as a kid getting to see it in the theaters, I saw lightsabers, I saw space battles that look like real battles, like cool battles, as opposed to the first one, which was kind of cheesy originally and now later got updated somewhat. It had lightsaber battles that were a bit cooler finally. I mean, granted, the end of Empire Strikes Back's got a pretty good lightsaber battle, but
Jedi, the fight he has with Vader at the end of Jedi is fucking rad.
He's angry. He's angry. Yeah,
swinging. It's amazing, man.
Yeah,
you feel what he feels, man. It's great.
Yeah,
and you don't feel any of that in the prequels.
The Ewoks were stupid. I will admit, the Ewoks were stupid.
That's my favorite part of the movie.
No. The Ewoks are garbage.
We've moved on to Return of the Jedi. So.
They take 2 rocks and they smash a thing.
No, that was cool. No, hey, I'm sorry. Watch the documentary of them making that freaking movie and all those miniatures. As far as I'm concerned, man, I'd rather watch that sometimes than watch the actual movie because that crap is unfathomable.
It ends kind of weird, and then
it ends
really
weak.
Tell you much.
It ends the way it was supposed to. Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker, fulfilling his destiny as bringing balance.
Leia with her hair braided by some Jawa or Ewoks or whatever.
Yeah. Anakin brings balance to the Force. He's the chosen one. And then they ruin it in the sequel trilogy, which we're going to get into now. Force Awakens, everybody. Let's go.
Well, okay, but
It's
now
okay.
remember everything else that all the other TV series happened in between that, right? Like Mando and all that
No.
stuff happens
Mando.
after
All that
Return of the
stuff's
Jedi,
later.
right?
All that stuff's later.
No, it's after.
No,
It's
the
before.
The Mando is between Return of
No.
the Jedi and Force Awakens.
Yeah,
Are
yeah,
you sure?
yeah. I knew that much of it.
So
I don't know when. I don't know when
guess we'll
Boba
jump
Fett
to
happens,
Mando.
but I assume it's around the same time because Mando shows up. So
So Mando's cool first season. He's
Yeah, Mandalorian is after Jedi. You're right.
right.
Let's talk Mandalorian.
You know what, dude?
It's also perfect.
The
I love
Mando?
it.
Yeah,
I will.
love
I will say the
Mando.
Mandalorian when I've seen is good. I will give it that. I
It's good.
haven't watched that many of them because it's just
On
something
Favreau, Star
another
Wars.
show I don't have time to watch. But I will say the ones I've seen were good.
Did you watch? You've seen all of it, right? You've seen both seasons.
I've like I said, I've seriously seen like maybe 6 episodes. I have seen the 2 season finales.
You haven't
so
seen the finale.
I've seen both
I've
the
seen
finales
finale
of
season
Mando.
2, yeah.
You've
Oh,
seen
not-
both
maybe
of
not.
them. I was weeping
No,
at
you
the
weren't.
end.
When fucking Luke showed up?
I was crying. I mean,
Spoilers.
weeping. I mean, weeping, like tears. I couldn't stop. I was crying my eyes out watching that. And then when he gave, oh my god, dude, it's amazing. Just the fact that makes you feel something. And I didn't really feel anything like that with Boba Fett. It was good, but oh man, but I love Pedro Pascal. I love. It's great, man. Like he's so good in it, man. And I love it very much. I'm so happy.
Mando
for
goes
Jon
around with
Favreau.
this baby Yoda type creature.
The old joke of Bill Burr had a better story arc than anything like in the prequels or the new movies, like just in that couple episodes he's in.
Episodes.
Yeah, that's it. And it just shows you how you have to write good shit, man. You have to.
Yeah.
I guess
But
we'll
the-
Star Wars people pay to see it.
But the second season of Mando ends with Luke Skywalker coming and taking Gru, the baby Yoda creature,
Grogu.
and trying to train him to be a Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
And now
Yep.
we go
So
to
good.
Force Awakens. Because we know how that turns out, apparently.
No, you got to go to Book of Boba Fett.
Well, technically,
Oh, Book of
but
Boba
yeah,
Fett, right.
Book of
I haven't
Boba
seen
Fett.
the Book of Boba Fett.
Book of Boba Fett is content. That's it.
Who was that assassin he fights? It's like the blue guy with the
He
red
fights
eyes.
the man in black from Westworld.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically. It's
That guy.
fucking-
Apparently, he's got a lot of deep lore. My brother was telling me all about him, and he likes Star
Yeah.
Wars too. And like he was telling me about him and everything. And it was pretty cool. I hate that they killed off the guy from Justified. I liked him. Is he dead? I guess he's dead.
I assume so, but
He
yeah, who
shot him.
knows?
I loved him, and I hated they killed him off like that. But I guess they had to get rid of him. He's a famous actor. They're like, we can't have this guy doing
Yeah, they
this
can't have that
show
shit, yeah.
popping in.
Yeah.
He's got to get murdered. Who else? Who else was in that was really famous? I mean, Rosario
Boba
Dawson. That was Mandalorian.
It was already, that was Mandalorian.
Who else was in the book of Boba Fett? There was probably. It's just that's the thing too about Star Wars. There's so many cameos in it now. It's annoying. You get all these like super hyper famous people that do these like quick scenes and everything. It's annoying. It's just so they can be in a Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
I liked
Yeah.
what's his name that
Sasha
played Boba
Banks.
Fett.
Sasha Banks was in Mandalorian.
That's right. She was
Yep.
one of the
One of
people from Mandalore.
Mandalore, yep.
Yeah, I noticed when she did the move. I said, I think that's a wrestler because I don't watch WWE. I was like, I think that's a wrestler, and I was like, looked up, I was like, yep, that's
Yep,
Sasha
her.
Banks.
Sasha Banks.
And then Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
Nothing really happens in Boba Fett, guys. You get a couple Mandalorian episodes. Watch those.
There you go. So I did not see Force Awakens until after the second one of that
We
series.
took my
I saw it
mother-in-law
in
to go see
theaters,
Force Awakens in theaters.
And the scene where they go on the Millennium Falcon, you see Han and Chewie walk on, and Han goes, "Chewie, we're home." I almost started crying right there. Like I immediately almost started crying right there. I'm one of those guys, man. I get sucked into
It's
movies.
the
and,
fucking
like,
worst scene ever in that movie.
dude, it's like it's just because
Chewie,
I
we're home.
never thought I would see another Star Wars movie. I thought they were done. Like I never thought another one would happen again.
What
You gotta think.
were those creatures that got released? Were those released in the Millennium Falcon?
The big, yeah, he was carrying something, right?
Why would he say we're home after entering the Millennium Falcon when he has
Chewie, we're
creatures
home.
in them already?
He didn't. Someone had it in it because
No, they had
remember
it.
the ship was sitting there.
Well,
Are we
he
talking
was
about the
supposed-
same thing?
Yeah, he was supposed to bring those creatures in. I thought it was.
Yeah, I think this was
No.
22 years later, man.
No, this is
like
way
83
later,
to
yeah.
2015. Like you're talking. I never thought I'd see another Star Wars movie again. In fact,
Nope.
they had. I like Oscar Isaac. They really dropped the ball with these fucking movies, man. They really
It was-
dropped the ball.
Well, and again, you had what? 2 different directors.
Yes, they
Like,
should never given it to Ryan
They
Johnson.
that was a big.
Because then you have him trying to fix everything.
Ryan Johnson's version, if I may. Ryan Johnson's version.
We're not to that one yet, though.
Okay, no.
Hold off.
Force Awakens. J.J. Abrams.
Force Awakens is literally it's the same thing I say about like in not Inception. Tenet. Tenet is literally the same movie twice, right? It's you watch it backwards. The other one.
It was the same guy that wrote A New Hope. Wrote it.
And, yeah, I was gonna say A New Hope and The Force Awakens is just the freaking same movie. It's just slightly different
I think
angles.
I got an idea I could write down for you.
Yeah,
I think I got an idea. Let me go write down.
Let me run this one by you.
Instead of
Have
a
you heard
space
something
station-
about this guy named Han Solo? What
My
about this
favorite
ship
part
called
is when they she finds Luke Skywalker. That woman had Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, but it was his tail for another time they were going to get to, and then they never pay it off.
They
never
again.
No.
Never find out
Or when
City.
Luke gets his
Nothing else
his lightsaber and throws it in the ocean.
They just chucked it. Fuck it. Fuck it, dude. That was the next movie though. You
Okay,
can tell J.J. Abrams like here you J.J. Abrams fucking he like literally that's like here you go. I'm gonna just groove you a fastball right down the middle, and all you gotta do is hit it out of the park, man.
Yeah.
And then fucking Ryan Johnson just fucking swung and missed. He had him set up so perfect. She's going. There's Luke Skywalker. The nostalgia. It's fucking at 10. Oh my god. It's Mark Hamill. Holy shit. And then he just said fuck you and just undid everything he did. Why would he do that?
So let's move on to our favorite movie.
Well, no.
Why did he
I
do
want
it?
to touch.
I know
on
you're
some
gonna.
stuff. I want
You're
to touch on some stuff from Force Awakens.
Okay.
I liked it.
The woman who never held a lightsaber. He was. Kylo
You could
Ren
go,
admittedly
I like
was
Daisy
wounded.
Ridley in the movie, and
Yes.
believe me,
Well-
I'm no big like women power guy, but like I liked her in it. Mary Sue-ish, kind of.
He was a trained Padawan. He was trained by Luke Skywalker.
He was also injured in their fight.
Yeah, that is right. He was also injured, so that is a case for it. So,
She does learn stuff way too quick, but I mean, again,
they're dryad.
that can be explained.
like
What
the
they do
dryad
later with
idea.
her cannot be explained. They just made her way too strong.
Yeah,
They made her,
yeah.
but they had to. So
Well,
what are you
he
gonna
had
do,
to compete
man?
with Sidious, but so
She had to lift
like,
rocks.
I wasn't a fan of her being super powerful. I wanted her and who was the other guy with her?
She
Poe?
also knew how to
No,
fight.
not
She lived on
Poe,
that fucking the dust planet.
Well, she
and
was
fought
on-
off these Jawas and shit.
wasn't
all
on
the time.
Tatooine still?
No,
Didn't
wherever
all
she
the
was.
movies?
No,
Tatooine's the best.
When
Oh, no,
she was
that-
fighting Kylo Ren. I wanted her and John Boyega.
Yeah,
Mhm.
what's his name in the? I don't
Finn.
remember what his name in the movie.
Movies is
Finn.
Finn, that's right,
He's
yeah.
Finn something something. He goes, I'm gonna call you Finn. Again.
Apparently, a former stormtrooper.
I like that they did that though. I like that they showed there was
I
humanity.
don't like
okay.
that at all.
I liked it.
It was a terrible because he's like, I defected. I don't like this, and he tries to escape, and instead of like, I'm not gonna kill my fellow stormtroopers who might be conflicted also, who might join us. He just goes and kills them all. Kills them all.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Well, they had to get away. What are you gonna do?
Kill everybody. That's
How
it.
good was Adam Driver, man? How fucking good is
I
Adam
like
Driver?
Adam Driver, yeah.
Oh, he's the best. Oh, he's so
But
good in
I
that
think
movie.
her and Finn should have worked together to defeat him. I didn't
Dude,
like that.
Adam
She-
Driver and Daisy really had good that chemistry, brother. They had that really good chemistry.
Did you like the kiss at the
I'll
end?
give him that.
They were great together, but then everything else around it was just not good. Not good. And do you want to go to the next one?
Let's move on. Yeah, let's move on to whatever the second fucking movie was.
Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi with the fucking bullshit movie. So let's
I get what he was trying to do. I remember watching it in theaters, and I remember going, and I remember when I was liking it, and I'm like, okay. And then Carrie Fisher, they blow her up, and I'm like, oh, this is where they're gonna kill Carrie Fisher off, and like, cause she died, and then she starts floating, and I literally was like, my eyes got big, and I was like, what? And I remember going, what the fuck is happening? And we left the movie theater with my wife and her friends were like, did you like it? And I was like, no. Like, no, I didn't. Like, I really didn't like it at all. Like, it was really bad. Like, it had a really good spot it could have ended whenever they fight there, and then he's like, join me. That's what the red letter guys were saying. Like, that'd have been a great spot to end that movie on that cliffhanger, and then they just kept going for like 30 more minutes, and it was like, what is happening, man? Well, they're gonna go fight on the salt planet. Love is gonna get us through. The fucking casino thing was the worst thing I've ever seen in a movie. I just the B plot was the worst thing. It's terrible, man. And I hate to be like agree with everyone because my wife's like, you just don't want to like it. I'm like, no one likes it. It's really bad.
it has its if JJ would have continued it in The Rise of Skywalker.
Why did they do a different director? Why?
know.
Well,
know,
Abrams
Disney's fucking
had a project lined up. Wasn't that he didn't?
Yeah.
I don't think he wanted to do the third
Abrams
movie
was
either.
doing something-
He didn't want to do
was
the
doing
first
like
one.
another-
Well,
Yeah,
he might not
Star
want to do
Trek.
it on the first one. He had something else
Backing up
lined
money
up
to his fucking house. He was like,
because wasn't there supposed to be a different dude doing it besides Rain? What's his name? And then there was some weird conflict, and that guy ended. Or was it Eggers? Was it Eggers, the guy that did Godzilla?
Edgar Winters?
No,
No.
Robert
Jason Edwards.
Jason something.
Jason Edwards.
George R. Martin?
No, whoever freaking directed the Godzilla, the original Godzilla, or not the
Edwards.
original, but the new Godzilla
Matt,
for
you have to ask
America.
Matt that.
Jason Edwards.
Yeah, him. I think
yeah.
he was gonna get one of those Star Wars movies and then
He was
backed
supposed
out.
to, but he backed out. Yeah.
He backed out,
Ryan
and then you ended
Johnson.
up with Ryan Johnson, who basically wanted to take it in like this weird whatever.
He wanted to
I
subvert
thought
your
there was-
expectations.
I thought there were some opportunities in there. I didn't. It came out as just such a jumbled mess, and then the fact that it got sandwiched in between two movies that were totally different than what it was just
Dude, he
didn't.
just undid
Okay,
everything.
so can
Yeah,
we-
it was just-
he said,
we
fuck
can-
you, J.J. Abrams, and undid
Yeah.
everything.
Let's
I don't
pick
know why.
apart- Let's pick apart. Return of the
But it's
Jedi.
weird because he only did
Not
1,
Return
2,
of the
3,
Jedi,
4
Last Jedi.
movies before that. And then they
Well.
pick him to do it. He did Looper and then 3 other Who Gives a Shit movies. And they pick him. And Knives Out's good. That's a movie that came out. That's pretty good. But like, why did they pick him to do it? I don't understand. Like, who did he have pictures of?
Somebody at Disney.
Yeah, somebody
Oh,
at Disney
yeah.
had
He
pictures
had
of somebody.
Walt Disney's head.
But he honestly,
Anyway,
I remember after
okay,
we were
Matt,
talking about,
you're the defender of this one, Matt. Come on, give us.
I remember
he
saying
did some really good things.
this is what I was going to say. I will say one more thing, and you can have it.
Daisy Ridley had no connection whatsoever.
I like that too. That's a good spot. I was going to
love
say
that.
after the movie was over, I watched it again, and I told my wife, I was like, because I like James Bond. I said people didn't like On Her Majesty's Secret Service when it came out, and now it's the best one. And I said I think this could take on that kind of thing where people hate it and they realize it actually is a really good movie. And I think I was wrong about that. But there are parts of it I like. I like that she came from no one. I liked all that kind of stuff. There was stuff of it that I liked.
I didn't like that Luke was the depressed fucking like here's your lightsaber. And
Even
he's
Mark
like, "Oh,
Hamill
fuck
was
that
like,
shit."
he tried to warn us, man.
Yeah, Mark Hamill fucking hated it.
Yep.
But I like that Daisy Ridley's came from nothing. I like the relationship that Finn had with that Asian girl. That all of a
You
sudden
liked
went
that
nowhere.
part?
I like that part.
That zero chemistry. Wasn't he in love with Daisy Ridley?
Well,
yeah, I don't. Yeah, those two actors didn't have good chemistry, but
I was a Kylo.
Oh, they shouldn't have been together. But why would he? He was like, "What's this Asian lady kissing me for? I'm trying to fucking save everybody. You're stopping me from doing it."
Well, like
What are you doing?
I didn't like John Finn's character going around like just killing stormtroopers instead of trying to convert them to his side. He
had to
did
get
that
away.
in the second movie too. He did it in the third movie. He was just like, you know what? Fuck these guys. I like the B plot with Finn and his. I can't remember that woman's character.
You like the fucking B plot.
I like the. B
What
plot.
about it did you like?
Them riding horses in space was pretty cool.
no.
The anti-capitalist. We're gonna beat on the
I like that.
nonsense. Fucking.
It was
ugh.
It was it was.
Again, it's hard when Ryan Johnson probably got $1 billion to make that movie to be like, I'm going to write in. We're going to take down the capitalists.
It was a nice story arc for Finn.
Why'd they park their horses there?
Here's the thing. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
Neil's
Easton-
gone.
Oh, did I die?
No,
Yeah,
I can
dead.
hear you now. There you
Oh.
go.
All right, there you go. You're back. All right,
Dang,
good.
everything on my screen looked normal.
Here's the thing, and he freezes.
No, sorry. The one thing I'll say about that movie is that there's too many shots of those freaking like the whole fleet of Star Destroyers and like that one flipping ship just trying to like chase each other. That
I thought that was an amazing shot.
no, yeah,
but it
one
also doesn't
time,
make any
once,
sense.
yeah,
One time.
once,
Doesn't make any
once.
The
You
one
see it
shot out of
72 freaking times, and it's like, come on,
her
man.
character was terrible too. Fucking Laura Dern's.
Oh yeah,
character
yeah, that was good.
awful.
I
No,
think
that was
Finn had
really
a great
bad.
story arc in that movie.
Who did?
Finn.
What?
I
How?
like Finn. He's just. It was just good for his character to get out and experience things that are different on the
Wasn't.
rebel side.
It really
think I
We'll
liked it.
we'll let you stand on that one.
It was
I mean,
terrible.
you can stand on that island by yourself, but that's okay.
That's
Who's
wrong.
that purple-haired bitch?
I think she could have been like, "Hey, I'm going to ram the ship and save everybody," and then Oscar Isaac would have been like, "Cool, I'm the best character in this whole
She
new
went
trilogy.
to hyperdrive into a space.
Hope you give me something to do in the next movie," and they
then-
don't.
And then the next movie, they're like, her maneuver was a 1 in a million. So that's when they didn't do it.
I
again.
know. Why don't we do that again? And she's like, well,
Snap.
Laura Dern just knew she could do it. She's the best at it. She's the best at kamikaze and fucking
Yep, everything.
start
Yeah,
the slow gas chase. We're out of gas, guys. We got to fucking slow
that
down.
was so dumb.
It's really bad. It's
That
really
was
bad.
It
bad.
was pretty
bad.
bad.
Okay, but hold on. Okay, so
Adam Driver's great.
Adam Driver's still good.
Driver's good.
Blow that shit
And,
out of the sky.
Wait. Was this the movie where he just reached out and grabbed a necklace off her fucking neck?
I thought that was
Yes.
neat.
Yes.
I thought that was cool.
Yes.
I thought that was neat, man.
Yes.
I thought that was really cool. The water
I
droplets
don't know
on his
how
hand.
we're supposed to explain that, but yes, that was.
That was cool, dude.
He had a cross the universe booty call, and he took her necklace.
He's walking around with his shirt off, like talking to her. He's like, I'm in shape. I'm just doing some push-ups. I was a Marine. I'm gonna take my shirt off for this. I'm gonna pop my shirt off. Is that cool,
Yep.
Ryan? He's like, yeah, whatever. He's
Whatever,
counting
go
his
for
fucking
it,
money.
man. Yep.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Do whatever.
All right, is that also the movie where they have the Death Star dagger, where she lines it up perfectly?
No,
No,
that's the
that's
third
the
one.
second one.
That's the
All right,
third
let's move
one.
on to the third movie because nothing really important happens in the second movie.
No, but okay,
Luke,
but
Luke dies.
yeah, but
Who gives a shit? He
I'm
didn't,
I'm sorry,
apparently.
like that movie is a fantastic example of like the Hollywood tactics trope, right?
Yeah.
Where like doing stuff that militarily would make absolutely no sense, like lining up 1,000 freaking AT-ATs and all firing at freaking Luke Skywalker while everybody else is running out the back, and
I
nobody's
like that
noticing
scene.
that the dude's not dying
It reminded me
under
of
a
Dragon Ball
hail.
Z.
I mean, come on. I mean, yeah, the stupid like we've got a whole fleet chasing this one thing, dude. Just freaking send somebody in light speed ahead of a back forth. I don't know, do something stupid, say something. But instead of this bullcrap. Anyway, Hollywood tactics
It
is
was
garbage.
just a big Dumbo.
It
You didn't
sucked.
like the bombs that had gravity in space?
Right? Yeah.
You don't
Gravity
like that?
bombs in space.
The
I love
gravity
that.
bombs?
Hey, you
You
know
like
what?
Leia?
Actually,
You didn't like
that could be
Leia?
done cool. Not the way they did it, but it could be done cool. Yes.
You didn't
Yeah.
like Leia saving herself in space and then only to die. And
What's her name? Hey, what's
darkness.
her actual daughter's name?
Carrie Fisher's daughter?
Carrie Fisher's daughter.
I know she had a daughter.
She's in that movie, and she's the same girl that's in American Horror Story a bunch of seasons. She has
No
a fairly
idea.
big role
No idea.
in that second movie, and then completely disappears in the third movie.
Billy
you see her,
Lord.
Billy
Is she
Lord.
the
Yep.
girl?
You see her one time in the third movie. She's in there all over the place in the second movie. One time in the third movie, and then she's gone.
But she's
She's
the
like
girl
in the,
that's
she's like in the mechanic bay at
She's
some
like,
point.
they're not coming. They
Yeah.
heard us, but they're
Yeah.
not coming.
Yeah.
Like, she's that
Yeah.
girl. And, like, you had to say it twice. Like, thanks.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
No one's coming to save us.
Anyway.
Yeah,
they
I didn't know that was
just,
her daughter.
Yeah,
Like,
that was yeah.
at the end of that second movie. Like the rebel forces are completely destroyed. There's like
They should be, except they're not. Yeah.
There's like 4 of them left.
There's like,
And one of
hey,
them is dead in real life.
everyone on this ship. This is all that's
What?
left.
Why
So
keep
let's
her
move
alive?
on to
Okay.
the Rise
last
of
one.
Skywalker.
Oh my gosh.
You know when they did it, they could have that scene with Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher. They're like, we got
Oh,
that
wait,
scene.
wait. Can,
Yep.
can we
Have
talk
to
about
have
the Yoda puppet that they brought back?
Yeah, that's also
They had the sacred Jedi text.
that's almost one of the worst things I've ever seen. But him dying too is one of the worst. It's terrible, man.
He's like,
It's-
Red them have you? I'm like, I would assume so. He's been there for 20 fucking
he
years.
fucking blew him up. Like they had him acting like crazy Yoda, but Yoda wasn't crazy. That was all an act.
That was.
He's a very smart man.
Yep.
It's in the
He's a
movie.
very-
Watch the
He was
movie.
a very smart goblin.
Ryan Johnson just watched the first half of Empire. He's like, I got it. He's crazy. I mean, right? I mean, I got it.
You're not from here.
This
Fucking
was-
crazy man.
So do y'all want to move on, or do y'all want to take a quick break?
No, we'll just do this.
Okay.
Power through.
Nah,
it, man.
let's just power
we got
through it,
one
man.
more.
Yeah, we got one more movie basically to
Okay.
talk about.
So
More
The
movie. Where
crap
we going?
on.
Rise of
Almost 90
Skywalker.
Rise of
Rise
Skywalker.
of Skywalker, where
Skywanker.
fucking Rey buries the fucking fucking lightsabers in the desert. It says, "I'm a Skywalker," and at the end,
He's a Skywalker now. She just says
Okay.
they really. It was and all this again. None of it's his fault. He had to write this. He had to undo everything Ryan Johnson
Rebound.
did, and he had to do it in 2 hours. So
I
he
will
had
say-
so much
Yep.
stuff to do.
I will
Yep.
say he kind of saved that plot point where Rey was supposed to be nothing, and then Kylo was
No.
like, "I
He
just said
ruined
that.
that plot.
I would just said that to demoralize you, so it would join me." But you're
He ruined that
you're
plot
a-
point because
you're a-
that should have been what it was,
Yep.
and they had to make her a Palpatine because there was nowhere else to go with it.
yeah.
Nowhere else
So
to go.
you're- So what happened was Palpatine had a son who said "fuck you, Dad" and left, and had a daughter, dropped her off on some planet, and then he ended up dead.
And
somehow.
then he somehow had a Deus Ex Machina level a number of Star Destroyers that were all freaking like being. Who knows who's piloting them?
Each
Apparently, they're all
ship
just
has a
drones. I don't
blaster of
know.
a Death Star.
A lot of plot holes, man. A lot of stuff never got answered. A lot of stuff never got.
So we open up with the dead speak, and all of a sudden, Palpatine's alive. No one knows how, because in the second movie, Kylo was like, "Hey, keep your attention to me.
Right.
Here's my lightsaber moving sideways, and it turns it on and kills you." Like Snope. I thought Snope would have been a good,
I know, man.
Nope, just got.
He was interesting.
Yeah.
He killed him.
He's running him
Again,
over.
like it's like
bus.
Ryan Johnson said "fuck you," then he had to undo all of it. Like he said "fuck you" to everything he set up in the first movie. So he had to undo all of it. And it's like, why'd you do that, man? Why would you do that?
I really am surprised they didn't just bring back Han Solo in the second movie. Too.
He's like, I'm back.
Oh yeah, Kylo Ren killed his dad.
Here. He gets killed in the third one. I mean, or the ninth one here.
And then
he gets killed in
re-killed.
7, and then he does come back as a force thing.
As a force
no,
something.
he doesn't
I don't
come
know.
back as a force anything. It's
Why did
Kylo
they
Ren's
kiss?
delusion.
It's Kylo Ren just losing.
Why did they
him
kiss?
Or something.
No one knows.
That's the weirdest thing. Why?
We don't have any explanation.
I literally gasped in the movie theater. I was like, what? Like, what the fuck's happening?
Why are they kissing?
I was like, what? I was like, okay, that's odd. I only time I got emotional whenever like she was laying there and you heard like Hayden Christensen's voice and you heard Sam Jackson like get up motherfucker and you heard all the stuff like I got emotional there. But that
my favorite part of Star Wars right there.
Yeah,
But
motherfucking Senate.
I like when motherfucker said. I like when Kylo Ren is walking up to Darth Sidious and he's like, "I have been every voice inside your head," and he's walking.
I did like in the second movie where he's like, "Take that fucking mask off, man. What are you doing?" And then he had to and he destroyed it or whatever. I did like that. It's like, why are you wearing a mask, man? Stop it. I did like that part. Ryan Johnson's like, yeah, why would he wear a mask? That was logical.
They did bring back a bunch of Sith characters to voice the characters talking to. They did bring back James Earl Jones to be like inside your head to say that
he's like, I am your father still.
And then they brought back Hayden Christensen for that line and whatever Ray was doing.
James Earl Jones is 91 years old.
I mean, I'm glad he's still here. That's
cool
for me.
Is he gonna be able to voice Vader and Kenobi?
I don't know what they're gonna do, man.
I don't know what they're doing with that one.
I mean, he's got a pretty imitatable voice. I think someone will be able to do it.
Who's that guy that can do Morgan Freeman? That was on the Ferguson.
There's a lot of people that can do him. Something Thompson
up here.
Josh Robert Thompson.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman.
You just do Morgan Freeman. Yeah, we'll just get Morgan Freeman to do it.
There you go.
I didn't like. Again, it's just one good movie. It's Empire. It's the only one that's any good.
How Kylo Ren was fighting the Knights of Ren, and then he fell back and he held himself up with one arm, and then held his lightsaber there for like 5 minutes, waiting for someone to strike on his back, and then it finally happened, and he got up.
That's a really bad scene. You talking about in the second one when they're all fighting all the red guys?
Yeah, it's in the third one.
Oh, the third one he's fighting.
Yeah,
I don't even remember. I watched it I think one time.
So Rey finds a dagger and she lands in the exact right spot where she's supposed to be at the Death Star.
It's the worst fucking thing I've ever seen.
That was wretched.
The fight with the
it doesn't. My thing about it is like the setup for all that stuff is so convoluted. You didn't even need it. Like you didn't need all the treasure hunt and all the other bull crap.
They had to fill in the movie.
It was like somebody just was like, well, here's 10 ideas. What are we going to fill in the rest of it with? I don't know. But treasure hunt.
They had this device
come on, man.
to get to whatever Exegol. They had this device to get to Exegol, right? And then Kylo lost it, and then it was still able to find how to get there. It didn't
BB-8 or whatever had that.
It's
just all that. Yeah, come on, man.
Holocron that Darth Bane almost killed himself over. So it made no fucking sense. None of it. All of a sudden, you got.
They did. I will say this, just like so. When I go real quick, just like a bit of a connective tissue here. one of the things I liked about Rogue One is that they use ships in like a way that makes sense. Like if you've ever played TIE Fighter, X-Wing, games like that, and like you've seen all the different, all the different. You paid pod racer, good deal. But like all the different ships, like they have very specific mechanics. Like a Y-wing is technically like a bomber, and an X-wing is a fighter, and an A-wing is this, and the TIE fighters all have kind of their same thing. So like when you see in that like the Hammerhead Corvettes and things like that, just doing all this crazy stuff, it's like, okay, that's cool. And in the ninth movie, they kind of have that same thing with all these nutso ships, and they have that big battle at the end. Okay, that's cool, and that's what I want to see in a Star Wars. I didn't need all the other garbage like excuses that they had to build all that stuff up though. Like you don't have to have 400 Star Destroyers. You don't have to have a fleet of whatever. You can have just a battle. Like just make it a battle, make it cool.
I want to know how the Rebel fleet destroyed all those Star Destroyers when they were supposedly defeated at the end of Ryan Johnson's movie. They're like, this is all that's left.
Well, no, remember, they have to go around and gather up the forces. It's like, come on, dude. Just, yeah.
It's bad.
They're like, we got to take out the main ship with the satellite that directs them from up and down. For some reason. Like, this one ship had the compass.
Yeah.
How to go up and down. It was the dumbest thing. And
I'm sorry. There's never going to be, like, to me, like the coolest Star Destroyer scene ever is when the Super Star Destroyer goes into the Death Star in Return of the Jedi. I mean, come on, man. Like, that's just freaking awesome. Like, the way that happens. You don't need that. Like, they just keep trying to replicate cool scenes from older movies, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You can't, you can't recapture. You can't put that lightning back in the bottle after it's been let out. So
let's get to the final fight.
What fight?
Sidious has drained Kylo Ren and Rey, and he's back to normal. He's like,
vampire,
unlimited power, and then he like
force vampire,
force lightning all over the fucking planet.
Yep.
But he can't overcome two fucking lightsabers.
Nope.
He can't overcome two lightsabers.
You're so strong, dude.
So he fucking dies to that. He blows his like he hasn't learned that from Mace Windu back in the prequels. He's like, you know what? Let's do it again. Let's maybe.
He's got one move. It's these fucking lightning fingers, man. That's all he's got, and so he's gonna lightning finger you to death. And either it's gonna work or it isn't.
He's like, I am all the Sith, and she's like, I am all of the Jedi, and then pulls up the second one, and he's dead. He's dead.
That's it.
She needed another one, and then Kylo. How did Kylo die? He was died.
He kissed her.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah. I'm glad that's what happened.
Like she.
Well, he didn't die. Remember? Yeah, but she gave it back to him or something, didn't she? Like she. Isn't that the whole thing? Like, does he die at the end of that for real?
He's dead.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Sorry. I paid so little attention to that movie by the time
they
it was
have a
over.
little makeout stash.
Yes, they do have the stash, and
she dies.
He reaches him.
So
to force heal herself.
But apparently, in that kiss, they got married because she's a Skywalker by the end of the fucking movie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh my gosh.
So
he just transferred his midichlorians to her.
So
there you go.
What she does is she does the most disrespectful fucking thing she can do. Take those lightsabers and puts him in the fucking ground. She says, "Fuck this family."
Who needs those crystals?
Like, who are you? What's your name? And she's like, Skywalker. And then bam, bam.
Okay, so what's the over-under on them having another trilogy of movies?
I think they probably will wait.
100%.
You think 100%?
100%.
I don't know. It depends on what Disney. Well, Disney's having a rough
They're going
go
to
of it right now.
Of the prequels. We're going to find out Qui-Gon Jinn's journey.
Disney's losing a bunch of money at the moment, so they could go, "Hey, new Star Wars movie," and then rake in $1 billion.
My thing is like, where do you really go from here that anybody's going to care as much anymore? You know,
nowhere for anyone to care.
The Empire's back, and they have a giant.
The Empire Strikes Back again,
and they're going to blow stuff up with it.
Like
exactly.
The Force Awakens should have been called the movie where Han Solo dies. The Last Jedi should have been called the movie where Luke dies. And then the Rise of Skywalker should have been the movie where Leia dies. Because they're all fucking dead. Everyone
Yeah,
right.
except Chewie.
Except for
They're
Chewie,
gonna do a
but
trilogy on Chewie.
well, and
Just wait a
R2D2,
while.
R2D2, and C3PO.
Has Daisy really done anything since?
don't think so.
Since that movie, she did
Because-
some TV show in Britain, I think.
Because I mean, Harrison
She's
Ford's
the
the only
new
one that did
Doctor.
shit after all the other ones in terms of like.
Yeah,
I mean, he was a voice actor, and I'm sure they all had. I'm sure they weren't hungry, but like, okay, Fisher was bad off for a little bit, but
Yeah.
Harrison Ford was the only one that went to like mega stardom, and so like, are all these
Well,
guys
yeah.
still-
Have you ever seen?
I mean, Adam Driver is still doing stuff, and he still continues to work, and he makes
Yeah.
he makes some
But I
weird
think-
crap, but he is.
I think he would do it again, dude. You seen Marriage Story? He's fucking incredible. I think he would do. I think he has a hard time saying no. He's in so many fucking movies.
he's in a lot of movies. Whew.
But like, I think he would do it again just because he's Adam Driver, and he's like, yeah,
I think,
sure, I'll
I
do
think
it
he
again.
does. He's doing a lot of movies just so he doesn't get typecasted as Kylo
I
Ren.
think he's a closeted Republican and like doesn't really want to say that because he's like a normal guy. So I mean, yeah, he's literally does like 3 or 4 movies a year. But I think he would do it again.
I think so. I'm
How
sure.
would he
I'm
come
sure
back?
most of that cast would
Neil,
come back.
Neil,
But what story are you telling?
Neil,
like-
what I meant to ask you is at
Oh,
the
sorry.
end of the Return of the Jedi, what did you think about Hayden Christensen taking the Force Ghost part at the end of?
When they replaced the Darth Vader with the see again, I saw all those movies originally. Then I saw all those movies when they did all the weird replacements and all that other crap. I don't care. I don't think it matters. I think it's kind of dumb, but whatever. I
thought it was kind of weird that they picked young Hayden Christensen to.
Yeah, that's a
replace-
weird choice. That was a weird choice. The one thing I will say about the Return of the Jedi's added scenes, the stuff that's added to Return of the Jedi actually felt to me like it meant something a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it did change some things. It did make you see it in a different light. Most of the other movies was just like, oh, we put some cool new things in the background. Oh, Cloud City looks a lot more awesome now.
Guy.
Yeah, you know. So Return of the Jedi, I probably had the best version of that, but I didn't care about it. Whatever. I mean, you saw the dude that actually played the character when he played Darth Vader when he takes his mask off for 2 seconds. You know, like who cares? Like you could have put generic everyman in there. Yeah, you could have put anybody in there. I could have been in that part, and nobody would have noticed or cared.
Why didn't he force heal him?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Force heal.
Exactly.
What a terrible movie.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
That's how Star Wars
Okay, real quick. I can talk about this. We mentioned earlier that I'd read Death Troopers, which I do personally. If you really like Star Wars, I'd recommend reading it, but it doesn't really add anything to the story whatsoever.
It doesn't.
It is not
zombie.
zombie. It is not zombies.
It's zombies and Star Wars.
It's not zombie Star Wars precisely. It does have a little weird thing, and it's about like a prison barge that gets overrun with a virus and some other stuff.
T-virus.
It's not T-virus, and they're definitely not zombie-ish. They act kind of zombie-ish, but they're not really zombies. The only problem is that it's got freaking Han Solo and Chewbacca in it, just for no reason.
Okay.
It's literally got them for no reason. The two main characters are totally
we were
forgettable.
supposed to deliver this spice here. Are you sure, Chewie?
No, it's something. No, literally, like the main character opens one of the cells on accident, basically, and Han Solo and Chewie just walk out. Like they would keep those two guys in the same cell to begin with, and they're like, "Oh, we were on our way to get executed, but it's awful nice of y'all to show up here." And oh, by the way, the Millennium Falcon's just hanging out on the bridge or whatever. And it's like, okay, cool.
Remember when the Millennium Falcon did that spice run in 18 parsecs?
Yep. Anyway, so yeah.
Anyway,
it was decent, but I read you remember you were talking about the books that like they killed Chewbacca and some other stuff in. There were this set of like books from back in the 80s that I remember somewhere along the line. Lucas apparently said were totally not canon because a lot of the stuff that happened in them just he didn't like because it wasn't him writing the story.
Yeah.
And so one of those books is the one that I read, and it had
of motherfuckers when it comes
to
his shit.
Yeah. It had Han and Leia like after Return of the Jedi going off on like some adventure, and they went to the Empire's main capital planet, whatever that's called again. I forgot the name of it.
It was on Naboo.
No, it wasn't. It was not on Naboo.
Coruscant,
No, it was not.
Coruscant.
It's on. Yeah, Coruscant. Yeah, they go to Coruscant for something, and they do some other stuff. I vaguely remember reading that way back a long time ago. But apparently, it was one of those books that Lucas was like, "I hate this," and basically said they're not
Yeah.
canon. So
He didn't like a lot of shit, and then he's like,
You just
you know
say
what?
something's
Let's give it
not
to Disney.
canon.
Let's give it to Disney.
How do you just
Give it to
take
Disney
something
and
that you
let them
did?
do it.
well, dude, if
And
you
he's like-
wrote it, you can say
he's
whatever
like-
you want to about
He
it.
said,
It's so
like I
weird.
sold my children into slavery. I'm like, you sold it, motherfucker, for $2 billion. What are you complaining about?
He got paid.
Yeah, he got
He's
paid.
like, now I want them back. I'm like, yeah. Now
It's so weird they can go, well, now this doesn't count, that doesn't count, this doesn't count. It's so weird that they can just do that.
Yeah, because the book you're probably talking about, Neil, is probably in Legends now. 'Cause
Probably
you got Legends, which is the old
Yeah.
Star Wars books, and then you have
Non-canonical.
non-canonical.
canon. So,
All right, I'm leaving.
all right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, you can buy Neil's book. You can pre-order Neil's book on Amazon, and let's go ahead and go to that screen where it has the nice.
Oh,
book
do it.
cover.
That's right. Show it, man.
There is Neil's book. That is the cover. I had personally pre-ordered the hardcover. Devin had pre-ordered the hardcover tonight.
Yeah.
So
Many thanks to both of you.
pre-order the hardcover. You can also order it from Neil's site to get a signed copy. Me and
Yes,
Devin
if-
plan on going
yes.
to another Carolina game with Neil.
Oh, we'll
so
meet
he
up
can
with
sign
you.
our copies right then and
So
there.
yes, so yeah, we'll take care of that later.
We'll
but
go
yeah,
to
no,
another-
yeah,
we'll go to
go
another
to-
Vanderbilt game.
There you go. go to Neil Rom,
Ramos Blues.
www.neilromrell.com, and you can get signed copies. I'll ship them anywhere in the United States for that matter. So we'd love
Get your
to
signed
send some
copy
out.
today.
There you go. There you go.
So I want to thank everyone who joined us tonight, and I hope you all have a good night. So
It was fun.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
May the force be with your Jedi's or something. I
May
don't
the
know.
Force be with you. Star Wars
May the
fucking
Force be
sucks,
with you.
dude. I fucking hate Star Wars, man. I love the books, but I fucking hate the movies. All of the movies except for one, which is so everything else can fucking just die.
Good
Real Star Wars
ending.
fan.
Good ending.
Real Star Wars fan, they hate
Strong ending.
I love
Strong
Star.
ending.
I hate Star Wars, but I love the books. That's the summary of the stream. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good night.